So one day, there was this princess. She got all dressed up, makeup, hair, best clothes, everything she could, just to simply take a walk through a wood. She gathered her favorite toy, which to her was this little golden ball. Nothing much to it, just a small golden ball. She took a walk and minding her own business, just walking through, doing as she pleased, just enjoying the beautiful day and the natural outdoors. She got a little tired after a while, so she decided she'll take a seat on a log right next to a little spring, cool off, relax her legs. So as she sat there, she was just throwing her little golden ball up and down, just keeping herself occupied as she sat there. But one time, she got a little too excited, threw it up way too high, couldn't handle the reception, and dropped it right into the spring. And as it sank to the bottom, tears flooded out of her eyes, and she cried and cried and cried. Suddenly, a frog appeared at the top of the spring, came right over to the edge, and said to her, "Princess, what's wrong?" She explained to him that her golden ball had sunk into the bottom, and as he took a glance down, he could still see it sparkling a little bit from the top. So, what he did was made her an offer. He told her that if he retrieved her golden ball, in return, she would have to give him love for 3 nights. So, she agreed, and simply and as easy as that, the frog took off down to the bottom of the spring. Moments later, he was back at the top with the ball, and he handed it over, thinking in return he was going to get what she promised. But no, she took the ball and she took off, back through the woods, back to the castle, where she was home safe, happily with her ball. And the frog was not very happy at all. He sunk back into the spring, sad, very upset, and very shocked that the princess would do such a thing. And she, completely forgetting about the situation, was happily home with her ball. Later that day, she was sitting down at dinner with the king, her father, and she suddenly heard a knock on the door. And she heard a little voice, and to her, she didn't recognize it right away, but it sounded just like the frog. Once she put it all together, she got very nervous, thinking she couldn't keep her promise. It was just a silly little frog, and she was a princess. So she explained to her dad what happened, thinking that her dad, the king, will have her back, of course, but he told her she must do the right thing, and she must do as she promised the frog. So she let the frog in, she sat the frog down, and ate dinner with it. After dinner, the frog demanded that they go to bed, and she had to keep the frog on her pillow, sleeping with her the entire night. When she woke up in the morning, to her surprise, the frog was gone, and she thought her troubles were over. Once again, however, the next day, the frog showed up again, and as he said, he did this for the next 3 nights, having her feed him and also sleeping with her in the same bed. The princess was getting quite tired of this, until one morning, she woke up next to a prince. She was very confused at first, but the prince quieted her, and with his charming good looks, he explained to her that a curse was put on him that turned him into a frog, and that what he needed was a princess's love for 3 days and 3 nights, as which she gave him, and that would turn him back into the charming prince he was. After this, they ended up getting married as he asked her, and she couldn't deny, and they lived happily ever after.